So, okay, let me see. Somebody's asking questions here. Hey, Smooth Virus and Kurt Diesel. Somebody said definitely bundles. Okay, noted. Quick question. When you got out, did you have any issues finding work on the civilian side? So what they're referring to, for those who might not know what he's talking about, is when I got out of the military. So this is another one. It's a question I get a lot. Like, what do I do? How do I transition? What's going on? So when I got out, there was something called Transition Assistant Program. And what they did was they sat us down for like, I don't know, half a day or something like that. And they start breaking down some of the stuff that I teach, actually, which is resume stuff. And they start talking about how the military uses certain jargon, and you have to speak a different language when you're going from military to civilian, right? So a half a day, and they start telling us, like, here's how you write an effective bullet statement for your resume. Here's what you want to put in there. Here's the keywords you want. Back then it wasn't really keywords. So nowadays, this was a long time ago. So anyway, so they broke down how to do a resume. I put all that stuff in there. I wasn't even out of the military yet. Check this out. I wasn't even out of the military yet. I hadn't even taken my terminal leave yet. I put my resume out there. And the reason why I knew that I needed to start immediately and get my stuff together was because somebody had already done this. This other airman had already got out of the military, and he got a CISSP and was making like 80, right? And we were like, what? He was making 80 what? 80 pesos? $80, $80,000. We were like, what? $80,000. So all of us started saying, should I bail ship? Like, they start paying a lot, right? And you got to remember, like, we're airmen, or a sergeant is only making at the time, I don't know, 30,000, maybe 27,000, I don't know. So 80,000 is a crazy amount. Like, he got a CISSP, got out, and then was working in Seattle for 80,000. And we were like, damn. So that I just followed, all these other guys getting out. I did the same thing. I had all my certifications before I got out. I put all that stuff on my resume. Put my resume on like Monster and like they didn't have a LinkedIn back then, but like Monster and some other, I can't remember what it was back then, but put it out there and got a job off. Like, so many people were contacting me, got a job offer, and they flew me out to another state from California to Colorado, and I did an interview, right? And had a couple of somebody tried to do the same thing, but after this interview, I basically got the job. So this was before I got out of the military. So I just took terminal leave. Before I took terminal leave, I'd flown out there and I got the interview. They offered me the job, and yeah, so I did. I found work on the civilian side. I did not have issues because my resume was good. Went through that transition program. I put all my language I transferred from, all the military jargon to what you would say like, instead of saying, I don't know, I've been out so long, help me out here, instead of saying flight sergeant, I helped direct my flight sergeant to the proper, unit or something like that, right? You don't use that kind of language. Nobody in the civilian world uses flight sergeant or unit or any of that. So you got to say the proper words, like manager, right? The sergeant is your manager. You would say manager, or or supervisor or something. You wouldn't say unit. You'd say, I don't know, you probably switch it up to department. Are you lying? No, you're just you're translating one thing to another so that they don't get confused. Civilians are going to read all your MOS and AFSC and all that jargon, and flight team lead. They're not going to know what in the hell you're talking about. They don't know what an infantry is. They don't know what a battalion is. They don't know what a wing, none of that. So you got to put it in their language, right? As much as possible. There's some things that don't really translate, but as much as possible, you want to translate it. And I did that, put it in my resume, had no problems going into the civilian work because I was really prepared. I'd been preparing for like a year out because I knew I was going to get out. So, I was like 80% sure I was going to get out.